Hey guys, so I want us to minimize the rate at which we discourage people from immigrating to Canada or immigrating to any part of the country. Truth be told, immigration is not meant for everybody. Canada is not meant for everybody, and that is why you need to really assess yourself to know your kind of situation before you try to immigrate to Canada. I've seen some people complaining about Canada this, Canada that. Their expectations is not the same thing with their reality. And I can tell you that some of these people, they didn't make enough research. They didn't prepare the kind of life that they are coming to face here in Canada. Now, I'm going to mention some tips that I used that really helped me to relatively settle easily when I came to Canada. These tips will be useful mainly to those people that are coming in as a permanent resident, because that is what I used to come as a permanent resident. However, for temporary residents, you can pick one or two things. Or if you want me to do a separate video of how you can get yourself prepared as an international student, I will do it. If you want it, just write it in the comment section. Okay, so I'll be sharing some tips for those people that are planning to come in as a permanent resident, those people that they've already confirmed their permanent resident, like you've gotten your confirmation of permanent resident and you're preparing to come. Now, number one is immediately you get your confirmation of permanent resident, there is what they call pre-arrival services. These are services that are paid for by IRCC, like they pay them for them to be able to put you through on the country you're immigrating to, which is Canada. So if you're not utilizing the pre-arrival services, you're doing yourself a great disservice. Now, these are all the pre-arrival services, or most of the pre-arrival services you can use is in Canada website. All you have to do is to upload your confirmation of permanent resident to them, because that is one of the criteria they can use to accept you, for them to give you what you want. Now, the responsibility of those pre-arrival services is to educate you on how the country works, and they can also help you to get a job. They can as well help you for your accommodation. They basically assist you to settle fully in Canada. Like, they will even help you to optimize your LinkedIn profile. They will tell you what you need to do on your LinkedIn. There are so many things that they can help you to do. They can advise you on how you can settle in Canada. That's why they call it pre-arrival services. They tell you everything you need to know. So all you need to do is choose one of them, and they will send you an email. They will carry you all through. Now, after landing, that is what we call post-arrival services. They will not ignore you. They will not leave you. They will in fact, some of them even message me up to now. Like, some of them ask me if I can help them to make a referral for people that are coming to Canada for in terms of employment, because they already know that I am working. So they still keep in touch with me. So if you're not using that pre-arrival services or post-arrival services, you're doing yourself a great disservice, honestly. Because some of them go as far as even giving you a free laptop. They make settling down relatively easy for you. Now, that is one tip. Secondly, you need to put in the work. You need to be financially ready. We all know that inflation is everywhere. It's not just about Canada. It's the whole world. So if you're not financially ready to come to Canada, it will be very, very difficult for you to settle down, because you need finances. And that is why the proof of fund is there. Those proof of fund is what you will use to settle down. You need to also budget for a car in case you are a family, especially parents that have children. I cannot overemphasize this. Budgeting for a car, it is very, very mandatory. Having a car in Canada is not a luxury. It is a necessity, especially as a family. People that have children, the buses here, especially here in Ontario, I don't know for other provinces, but here in Ontario, the buses here, sometimes they don't come on time, especially during winter. And that takes me to my third tip, getting your driver's license. I've made several videos about it. You need to get your license so that you can start driving immediately. If you don't get your license and you're coming to Ontario, I don't know for other provinces, it can take you up to a year for you to start driving. If you want to get more details about this driver's license thing, just scroll down to my video, to my posts, my page. You will see I've made several videos regarding this license thing, how you'll be able to get your license immediately and start driving, especially if you're coming to Ontario. And another thing, before you arrive, start doing job hunting. The pre-arrival services are there. They can help you to optimize your LinkedIn profile, and you are at your own end, you need to do networking, especially reaching out to employers in LinkedIn. Reach out to them. There are so many people that got a job. In fact, I got 2 job offers before coming down to Canada. It is very possible. All you need to do is, in your resume, don't let them know that you are not in Canada. Don't let them know you are outside Canada. Just remove anything country on your resume. Get a Canadian number. Put it there on your resume. I've made a video on how you can get a Canadian number if you are outside Canada. Go to my YouTube. I made a video about that. With that, if an employer wants to reach out to you, they can easily call you and also put your email so that the jobs you are applying for, if one of the employers want to reach out to you, they should be able to reach out to you either through your email or through the Canadian number. Okay. And another thing is try to get accommodation. That is what that pre-arrival services they also do for you. Get accommodation. They help you. They link you up with landlords in Canada. Then guys, another thing I want to emphasize is get yourself mentally prepared. You need to get yourself mentally prepared. Don't assume that immediately you come to Canada, there is a big tree somewhere where you can be plucking money and be eating, or you will not start afresh. See, just prepare your mind that there is a possibility that as you're coming to Canada, you might have to start from the beginning, from scratch. And another thing is, know the province you want to go. You already know your job experience. The pre-arrival services, they give you time to ask questions. They will discuss with you your field of study, your past experience, and they can recommend some provinces you can go so that you can get a job fast. And even aside the pre-arrival services, if you go to Canada website under the job bank, you will see places or provinces that your occupation is in high demand in that province. Now, people say, don't come to Ontario. Ontario is saturated. Ontario is this. See, I am in Ontario. I know the reason why I have to move in Ontario, because of my occupation. So you have to do your own research to know where your occupation is in high demand. Now, people will be coming to my DM to be asking me, which is the cheapest province to settle in. What if I tell you the cheapest province to settle in and at the end, you don't get a job there? Personally, what I think is, before you decide on the province you want to go or you want to finally settle in, you need to put consideration first. Your occupation, your job, that province you're planning to go. Is your job in high demand? Now, it's not about provinces that are relatively cheap. In fact, nowadays, everywhere, the cost of living is high. Then another thing, guys, is be prepared to upskill. There are some people, your job experience back home is never in high demand here. So be prepared to go back to school. And that's why I always recommend, if your evaluating your credentials. You see your credentials, that one that they will say submit your credentials, do your highest credentials. I always recommend, don't just evaluate your master's degree. If you have only masters, don't evaluate just your masters, evaluate everything, because you might likely go back to school. And if you use WES, you don't have to start reaching out to your school to send you your transcript. At least WES already have your transcript. So all you need to do is to upgrade from document to document, which is for immigration purpose, to course by course, which is for academics. And if you want to change your career path, you need to go back to school or you get some certifications. That is why you need to evaluate all your credentials, your foreign credentials, at least, so that the transcript can be with WES. And another thing, guys, please learn skills. Learn skills. Oh, you see this my hair, I make it myself, because that is part of the things that I learned. This your hand, you will need it in Canada. You need to allow your hands to learn so many skills. All these do-it-yourself services, you need it in this Canada. You need to learn so many skills, else you just be spending your money anyhow. So to summarize everything, all you need is financially prepared, mentally prepared. You see these two things, and emotionally prepared, so that all the people that are saying Canada is depressing, just have it at the back of your mind that Canada is not really depressing per se. There are good sites you can actually go to, but it all depends on your money. There are so many nice places you can go to, especially if you are the bubbling type that like to go out. There are places you can actually go to. But the thing is, money is involved, okay? So don't get discouraged. Canada is not meant for everybody, but if you research on yourself, if you ask yourself questions, you will know if Canada is a country that is good for you. There are some people that prefer to immigrate to the UK. Some prefer to immigrate to USA. Some prefer to come to Canada. So you see, you need to ask yourself some certain questions and make research on the country you want to immigrate to, if it aligns with your life, if you feel okay with that country, if you feel okay raising a family in that country. So do not immigrate to a particular country because you feel every other person is immigrating to that country. No, you need to make your own proper research to know if that country will work for you and your family. Wishing you guys all the best.